One of the things that had been in the front burner from the ministry where you worked is the national identification registration process. Nigeria has spent hundreds of billions of naira over the years, and with a few failures, some of them were abandoned midway, despite the huge cost it incurred. Now there is a process going on. It's not completed yet, but how would you see this? Do you think that Nigeria has gotten it right finally?
I want to believe so. Let me state that the management of a national identity registration until the last 2 years or less was not under the purview of the Ministry of Communications. The change is a recent development. That notwithstanding, I want to believe that it is a matter of so far so good. There's a problem about Nigeria and Nigerians, and that problem is not about our intelligence, it's not about our competence or ability to get things done, but about the corruption element in most of the things we do. People usually want to cut corners, people usually want to compromise processes, and so on. And I want to believe that so far so good. The lethargy of Nigerians is also there. Until a lot of Nigerians are really under pressure, they don't do what they are supposed to do. I want to also bring this into focus, the fact that this registration is supposed to be free, but indeed it is not free. So many people have to pay up to 5,000 naira. I've had some of my children pay this, to get registered in many of the centers. It is like the private sector is being brought in to participate in it, and that means, a lot of huge cost to people. Those who don't have money, 5,000 to register, they would think that what is the immediate gain that they are going to derive from spending 5,000 naira. Remember that there are so many Nigerians who live under less than 10,000 naira a month income. Some don't even have income. So unless the government makes it completely free, not only by word of mouth, but also in practice, we would continue to have delays. And you can imagine that even now the registration process has been further extended to 31st of October or thereabout. So I want to appeal that government should really ensure that registration is completely free by liberalizing the process and getting more government offices involved in the process of national identity registration.
Part of the concerns people express about the national identity issue is that they say that some foreigners who live in Nigeria also have these identity numbers.
Well, again, it's the corruption element. You see, we didn't originally have an identity. A lot of people can cross borders. I mean, there are so many, border communities where people may live in Nigeria and their children attend school in Benin Republic or in Niger Republic or in Cameroon. This happens. So it becomes very difficult for, government officials to really be able to identify. But apart from that, again, the corruption element is there. How many Nigerian officials will not compromise if an alien, a foreigner, gives them 1,000 or 2,000 to get registered for one thing or the other? We have situations where even the Nigerian passport are being sold to foreigners, for all kinds of, reasons. So unfortunately, the fight against corruption in Nigeria has not really effectively succeeded in really transforming the corruption syndrome in this country. I think government should think of evolving, religious leaders to join in the campaign against corruption. So, until and unless we are able to fully and effectively and substantially, tame corruption, we will continue to have that situation where aliens come into the border and get registered for either international passport or national, registration. For instance, that SIM card registration has also been so thoroughly bastardized over, time. even Nigerians, many of them, when they want to register SIM, they get proxies. They pay, beggars 200 naira, 300 naira to register SIM in the names of those, beggars. And it is then the Nigerians who want to use these SIM cards for dubious purposes, that are behind all this, kind of thing.
Is that exactly why it appears that one of the reasons for pushing for the registration of SIM cards appear to have failed? That is, ending criminality.
Well, it has not totally failed, but like many things we do in Nigeria, like I said, the corruption. Corruption is the biggest problem that I can see, that is afflicting Nigerians. It is only after we have effectively and substantially, tamed corruption that we can get all other things right.
A lot of people believe that, see the efforts to register SIM cards as having failed because people get kidnapped and the abductors use phone numbers to call for whoever, call whoever they want to ask for ransom from. And security agencies have not been able to do much with this.
I think the problem is with our inability to effectively or substantially invest in technology. It is not enough to get SIM card registered even in your name. But more important, there must be a technology with the police and with other security agencies which could be utilized to detect where to track.
Oh, wow.
So it's about financing technology for the deployment in tracking criminals.